Hola, buenos días, es Nico.
Scream until he finished coming in my ass for the fourth time. He collapsed down on top of me. I was at least happy that he was happy and satisfied.
So today, we're actually here to celebrate a joyous occasion. Well, really to talk about like the social stigma that is actually around sexuality due to this social media phenomenon called Fleetnik. You know, like Fleetnik, but fleets. So we're actually gonna get on that, but first, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com/Nico's Aesthetics. If you like thirst traps, Instagram, Twitter, Nico's Aesthetics, and if you like violence and random horniness, Nico's Aesthetic. You would think that my thirst trap account would be like the sexual tension one, but no, that's like, so my actual personality is on my alt, but the thirst trap one gets numbers as soon as I took out my personality because I talk a lot of shit. Not even talk a lot of shit, I hold people accountable. Anyway, sidetracked. Let's get started because we're already a minute in. So essentially, Twitter announced that they were going to remove the feature of fleets, which, if you did not know, was them copying Instagram stories, which copied Snapchat, which it's a bunch of social media blending it together into one big blob. But they saw that nobody was actually using that shit because it was poorly integrated. It wasn't actually well made. So they announced that they were going to remove it. And you know what? I don't know who started it, but somebody said, let's get wild. Let's show some ass. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So essentially, it was the countdown to the deletion of fleets, and everybody and their husband was posting ass, dick to my female followers. They was posting titties. Beautiful. That's the thing. People always like, oh, why don't you talk about women more? I feel like, I know it's a double standard, but I feel like talking about boy butt is different because I feel gross objectifying women. Men... it's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's a strange thought process I have. Anyway, it was beautiful. It was beautiful, and nobody was fighting, nobody was arguing. Some people were throwing shade. Some of them dicks were ashy. I'll be the first one to say it. For people that use lotion, y'all dicks are very ashy. Like, I don't understand it, but that's not what we're gonna dwell on. Point is, other than people throwing shade at some ashy dicks, it was a very cute moment. You know, the timeline really came together and it made me sat down and think. Because, you know, everybody's always shaming OnlyFans performers. Everybody's always shaming people that post their nudes on the timeline. But once it was a big social trend that everyone jumped on, it was all of a sudden okay. Nobody was judging. Everybody was just having a fun key, you know? But my thing is, it made me sit down and think, we really are just animals that are constantly suppressing our natural urge of arousal to fit into societal standards. Nico, what do you mean? I think you're trying to make it too deep. Listen. I understand sometimes I dig too deep into things, but this time it really made me think because I saw people that would never naturally post more than like an exposed shoulder, clapping ass in the fucking fleets. And you know, I wasn't gonna tell them otherwise because I like big booty. Like I don't really care for penis. I like big butts, so I was not gonna tell them, how could you post ass when you were just throwing shade? Bitch, I sipped my tea and I enjoyed that shit. Point is, I saw people that would never naturally actually get into like a more sexually explorative mode in a public setting, posting the most wild shit, and I lived. Because it really showed that we're all just holding ourselves back due to the thought process that we're going to be judged by other people. But once everybody normalized sexual expression just for this 24-hour window, everybody was all for it. It was... like, I don't know, I wasn't even high at that point because y'all know I be getting high and I just really be like zoning out thinking we really are animals just going through our like natural habits that we developed over time, and we just repeating the same thing every day down to the way that we walk. And you know, I sit down and think about that when I'm high, but I was actually sober this time because it was just such a social commentary. It was a case study. Fleets was a case study, and I also find it hilarious that fleets were abandoned and fleets were never used, but the last 24 hours spiked. It spiked their engagement that they probably were never expecting. But the point is, I hope that going forward, now that everybody's gotten their freak on, Nico, you didn't post on fleets. I did. I did, but I'm still shy, and it's not necessarily due to people like judging me, because people judge me already because I'm basically shirtless on the internet all the time. It's more so that shit doesn't fade away, and there's still societal stigmas based in corporations and jobs and stuff, not even relating solely strictly to social interactions, that I didn't really, that's not my thing. But I participated. I posted a picture of me spitting on my schmeat. I posted some back dimples with upper cheek. You know, it was real cute, real sweet. But the thing is, I deleted it because I got a wave of DMs. And you know, I'm one of those people that's like, okay, I see booty, butt cheeks, and fleets. I will admire. I will, little Nico will bounce or whatever the fuck. But I'm not actually gonna like go forward and be like, oh, it's so sexy, oh, you got me so hard. Like, that kind of shit throws me off. Because I'm not like, I'm a sexual being, but I'm very exclusive with who I'm sexual with. So it's it catches me off guard, and I'm just like, I don't want to talk like this with you. Because I don't necessarily follow people that I want to have sex with. I follow people that I can be friends with, that I have good social interactions with on timeline. You know, we hold actual conversation. We don't need to get sexual in my book just because we follow each other. But point is, I deleted it. I deleted it because it was just too much attention, and I haven't been filled with waves of horny DMs since I started Twitter, because most people just understand that that's not my personality. Like, don't really approach me like that. But it's interesting. It's interesting, and I hope that going forward that we're a lot more free with our sexual expression, not just, oh, post nudes on the timeline, because that shit, that's, you don't have to do that if you don't want to do that. Comfort levels. But a more not judging people that do it casually rather than waiting for one big event. So if you see somebody posting on the timeline, like it or don't like it, just move on. You don't have to judge, because at this point, we all did it. We all did it. Like, that was a Twitter-wide phenomenon. Every fleet that I clicked on, booty, butt, cheeks, dick, sex toys, sex tapes, it was wild. It was wild. And you know what? I find it hilarious because I kind of want fleets to come back so we could do it all over again. When I tell you, some of my followers, I've seen them in a new light. Bitch, I was just flabbergasted. I was like, God damn. But yeah. But yeah, that's essentially the conversation that I was gonna have. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that we're all just containing our own sexual urges and playing this role to fit into societal norms and not be judged by others? Because like I said, people that I never would have expected, even if they only posted it for like a good 10 minutes, we're dropping dick pics, we're dropping booty hole pics. It was beautiful. We all came together. There was no violence for once. And you know, I'm the bitch that starts the violence. I was just at peace. So yeah, definitely drop down your opinion on this and tell me if you yourself participated in Fleetnik, if you felt freed in the action of being able to explore yourself sexually in a public, non-judgmental domain. You know, tell me, what do you think about the social dynamics that come with everyone taking a chance and being free sexually and having it just simply return back to normal with no issues the day after? Like, it's a really interesting thing. And I understand people that's not on Twitter, you probably don't care, but yeah. Also, people that were screen recording and screenshotting, y'all ain't shit. Because I saw multiple people, when I saw memes like, oh, post your most recent picture. Oh, I can't post because it's a screenshot for one of my followers' fleets. Like, taking nudes, what are you gonna do with it? Like, that's my thing. Like, there's already enough pornography in the world that you don't really have to do that kind of thing. And it's not because I'm scared someone took a screenshot of what I posted, because I posted that shit on the timeline before because I'm chaotic. But but it's more so, obviously these people posted it in a celebratory manner so that it would fade away after a certain period of time. So it's kind of weird to screenshot and hoard people's nudes. But yeah, that's the conversation. Boop. Also before I go, thank you everybody for joining and hitting 4K with me, because you know, in a previous video I said the goal was 3K by the end of the year. That video that I did about, you know, larger black and brown bodies in the LGBT community, it took off, and my follower count, it's steadily rising, and I appreciate everybody for joining and coming for the conversation. But yeah, that's it. Boop. And once again, a quick thank you to all my patrons on Patreon, and a quick shout out to my third eye tier patrons. Your support means everything to me and helps me do this a lot more smoothly. I will also be listing this week's live stream topic in case anybody wants to join in on the fun. I will see you guys there.